Hey everybody, it's Lashes Lane, and this is the Sober Showgirl podcast. I am so excited to be back for another episode. It's been a really long time, guys. It has been an entire month. I've been trying to get back into the swing of things and find a better recording schedule, but life's been pretty crazy. So let me give you guys some life updates. I did a show with Sid Stratton that we prepped for in Miami, our rock and roll ritual show where there is burlesque from my troupe Bad Witch Burlesque with music performed by his band Sid Stratton. And that show was a lot of fun. Before that, Sid and I were actually looking to move. And so we were touring a bunch of apartments and townhouses and whatnot. And so we figured, since we were looking and it was already the start of the month, we would probably have some time if we were offered something to move. You know, they wouldn't be like, hey, move in next week. Well, we found the perfect place. The landlords are amazing, and they said, hey, you guys can move in next week. So we weren't really packed, and we had to pack everything, and of course, all good things, super exciting. But it took us a little while to settle in, and once we got settled into the new space, we both got COVID. So it's been a pretty crazy time. We are healthy. We are in our new space. We are all settled in. So everything is great now. And everything's just been pretty awesome. I actually just landed my first professional job as a certified personal trainer. So that's really exciting. I'm sure you guys are going to get more updates on that soon. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Lashes Lane for just life updates and things like that. And then I'm working on promo right now for Bad Witch Burlesque's tarot show, which is our annual show where we are tarot cards. We pick a tarot card and we create an act based on that card. And it's a lot of fun. It's my personal favorite show that we do. This is going to be the third one. And I just feel like everyone puts so much passion, creativity, and thought into their acts for this show, even more than normal. And we usually put a lot of passion, thought, and creativity into our acts. So it's just like so much extra. And I feel like there's healing in this too, because we're picking cards that resonate with us in our lives. So that's what I'm working on. That's June 8th. If you are into burlesque and you are in Orlando, tickets typically don't last very long. We do have tickets available now. VIP is sold out. GA is still available. If you use Lane 5, you will get $5 off on your ticket. So that's what I'm producing right now. I am debuting a new act based on The Chariot. And I might be giving you guys a special surprise during the show too. So stay tuned for that. Again, if you're not in Orlando, you can see all my updates on my Instagram at Lashes Lane. If you're in Orlando, definitely come make it to the show because it's really my favorite. I love the tarot card theme. So for today's episode, I just wanted to kind of keep it a little bit lighter, a little fluffy, and with all those life updates, just talk to you guys about my feelings on sobriety. I am coming up to 3 years of being sober, and I just want to tell you how everything feels. I know I did a 1,000 days sober episode, but everything's been like changing lately, and there's been so many big changes happening and a lot of good life things. And I just want to talk to you all about how I feel like none of this stuff would really be possible if I didn't go the sober route in my life. And starting with that is I am so proud of myself for getting my health and wellness certifications. I just said that I got a personal training job and I studied and I completed a course for 6 months. And then before that, I did certified health and wellness coaching. Those two courses have really changed my life, and I don't think I would have been able to do them if I was still drinking. I really don't. I don't think I would have had the focus. I would have been too hungover, and I just don't think that I would have been brought back into the path of health and wellness, which has always just been a huge passion of mine, if I didn't get sober. Because getting sober, I really had to connect with myself and what I love and get back in touch with my own personal wellness in so many different aspects of my life. And, detoxing from alcohol and choosing to live a healthier life in that aspect, yeah, it really opened up my mind, and it showed me that one of my passions is definitely fitness and health and wellness and teaching people how to live their healthiest life. Now, when I was like actively drinking, I wouldn't have ever came to that conclusion. I knew that performing was a big passion of mine. I knew that I was interested in fitness, but most of the time, honestly, guys, I was too hungover to even really like care about what I was eating, what I was putting in my body. I mean, I was just guzzling poison every day. Like I'm not concerned with what I'm eating if that's what I'm doing, like drinking, right? It's one of those things where I wasn't living a life of wellness. So why would it be something that I would think to do for other people? And I was teaching pop Pilates and teaching some classes at Vixen Fitness before, but I kind of fell off that. And honestly, the reason I did, for full transparency, is I was drinking a lot and hungover and like didn't feel like teaching morning classes and just like didn't feel like moving my body because I was sweating and sweating out alcohol and it was gross. Like I just didn't feel good in my body to do that. So getting sober really changed my career path. I'm still a performer. Obviously, I will perform forever. It is my second biggest passion, and I can't put them at like number one or number two. They're equally as important to me, fitness and health and wellness and performing. And I really do think the two go hand in hand because in entertainment, we really need wellness because our jobs are so physically taxing. Doesn't matter what kind of entertainer you are, it is so taxing performing all the time, full time, or if it's just part time and you perform like heavily on the weekends or, whatever. If you're an acrobat or if you're a princess performer or singer, it's physical. And even if you're not actively performing, you're rehearsing your craft, and that is a lot too. And yeah, we need to take care of our bodies. We need to make sure that we're giving ourselves the proper nutrients and treating ourselves well. And I have performed pretty much all my life. I started at age 17 performing professionally, and before that I was doing like community theater and stuff when I was younger. So I've been performing a really long time, and I did not treat my body well before. And now that I'm sober and I'm on a wellness journey, I'm meal prepping and doing all that good, productive girl stuff, I am just seeing how getting sober really like kickstarted this for me. And I'm really thankful for that. Another thing that is just amazing about my sobriety is the clarity that I have with producing shows. When I was drinking all the time, I was producing digital shows, and then my first live show ever, I mean, it was brand new to me producing. So like, of course, there's going to be hiccups in your first live event, but man, producing while in active addiction with alcohol versus producing and being sober was like two completely different people. You know what I mean? I'm so much more organized, and that comes with experience. But now I just feel like I have a better head on my shoulders, and I think that being sober really helps with that because I see things much more clear. I feel like every year I grow and I have more empathy and I just make better choices as a sober producer. That's what I think. I mean, I only produced digital shows while I was drinking and actively addicted to alcohol. And then I had one live show, and then that was all she wrote. And then I got sober. In my first live show, it was great. We had a lot of support and stuff, but I look back on it and I'm like, I would have done it even better sober, I just feel like I put my best foot forward sober. That doesn't mean I haven't made mistakes over the, last couple years. Everybody makes mistakes and we grow, but I just feel like as a performer and a producer, I am so much stronger sober because I am putting a lot more thought into everything. And it's like so authentically me. It's not like muddled down by hangovers or those I don't smoke weed or anything. So I never got high ideas because I wasn't getting high. But when you're drunk, you get ideas and they're drunk ideas, I don't know. I never get muddled down by anything like that because I am, sober and thinking clear. And I love that. So being a producer and being sober and being a performer and being sober, I just think that it makes me better. And that might not be everyone because not everybody has a alcohol problem. You know what I mean? But if you're here and you're listening to this, that means that you want to change your relationship with alcohol, and maybe you and alcohol are not so good together. So I mean, if you're listening to this, I can tell you, you're better off without it. You're here for a reason. So, you're better without it. You're a better performer without it. I don't think anyone needs alcohol to be a good performer. That's another thing I wanted to talk about is the confidence that I have now versus the confidence that I had when I was drinking all the time is just night and day, guys, because I feel like people are really seeing me authentically, and that's really cool. When I show up to a social event, my real personality is shining right off the gate. I'm not warming up with a drink, I'm not all right, got this champagne, I'm going to drink it, and then people are going to think that I'm so funny. I walk into stuff like I'm funny. I walk on stage ready to host and I'm like, I'm funny. Before I was I need a drink before people, see my personality. I gotta loosen up now. I walk into every situation in my life yeah, here I am. What's up? And that's cool. I feel authentically me in every single situation, and that's awesome. I don't feel like I need to hold back my personality. I'm just kind of me all the time. And I love that about me. I feel like I have firmer boundaries, and one of the things that gave me these firm boundaries is learning how to say no when people offer you alcohol. Once you start saying no to stuff like that, right? It's so much easier to start saying no to other things in your life that you don't want, you're like, dang, I stopped drinking alcohol. I'm setting this firm boundary. I'm saying no. I'm not going out tonight. I'm not going to that bar tonight. I want to be at a place that, where alcohol isn't around, or whatever you need. You're stating your needs. So going sober helps you create more healthy boundaries, and at least in my experience. And I think that's awesome. If you are listening to me right now and you're like, going to bars, not being where alcohol is, but you're a performer, my next episode is actually going to be about alcohol in the entertainment industry. So make sure you guys are subscribed. I just wanted to catch up this episode because it's been such a long time, and just kind of reflect and talk, and it feels good to be sober in this space. It feels good to be sober with all of you. It just feels good to share this journey. And this is where I'm at today. And this is what being sober today feels like. It feels really good. I am not getting any big alcohol cravings today. I do want to share one little story with all of you guys, and then I'm going to wrap up this podcast. And it is about a recent stressful situation and how I navigated it, because I feel like that's important. If I come into this podcast and I'm like, life updates everybody and everything's flowers and rainbows and sobriety's perfect, that's BS. I mean, everything is flowers and rainbows, and sobriety is the best choice I've ever made for myself. But like, there's some rain clouds sometimes, you know what I mean? And sobriety isn't always going to feel perfect, even though we can always make the right choice for ourselves and overcome any craving or situation. We still might have cravings and situations. So I won't go into specifics because I don't like to talk about like other people specifically, just myself. But I encountered a really stressful situation. We will keep it at that. And I was really stressed out. I had like a whole week where I was like, oh my God, I'm so stressed, right? And it made me crave a beer. I have not had an alcohol craving in so long, and it like literally, I was like, dang, I was craving like beer. Now, I, of course, did not give into this craving, and there are plenty of non-alcoholic beers. So if you're ever craving a beer, just go get a non-alcoholic beer if you are comfortable with that. But I didn't want to buy non-alcoholic beer. I was like, girl, you're going to just deal with this craving. I haven't had one in a really long time. And, I reached for Target's favorite day sodas. They're like a healthier option soda. The orange one is really good. And I had that instead. And I was like, no, you don't get anything that tastes like beer. You're not getting anything that is remotely that taste, because we were fighting through this craving without any substitutes. And honestly, I pulled through it really strong. I'm not saying don't get a non-alcoholic beverage, but I just didn't feel like getting a fancy NA drink and spending the money. I'm like, you've got beverages in the fridge. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I haven't had an alcohol craving in a while, and I wanted to tell you because it still happens once in a while, guys. And that doesn't mean that you're not doing a good job. You are doing a good job. That doesn't mean you're not strong. You are strong, but we have this habit, right? We have this habit of drinking every night. We have this habit of drinking when things got tough. And we're not doing that anymore, but that doesn't mean that we aren't going to get cravings once in a while. Like, I've been sober for almost 3 years and I got a craving. That doesn't mean that I'm not doing great. I'm doing great. That just means that these patterns that were so toxic, like, they're deep ingrained in our brain still. So it takes a while to fully heal, and that's all right. We're healing, we're growing every single day. And I think that accepting that some days you're still going to have like thoughts that are negative, and you might have an alcohol craving once in a while, and you might have a thought that's like intrusive, that's like, hey, look at that wine at the store, you should buy it. Like, you might have these like little devil on your shoulder thoughts, but that doesn't mean that you are going to give into them. And that doesn't mean you're not strong. We are strong. We are doing a great job, and we are killing it. We are living our best sober lives. This is going to be it for this episode. I'm going to wrap it up by saying thank you guys for listening. These have been my life updates and just how I'm feeling and how sobriety is feeling. It's feeling great. I'm so thankful to be on this journey with all of you. I'm thankful to be sober. I'm thankful that I get to share it with all of you guys each week. Now, next episode is about being sober in the entertainment industry. If you guys have anything that you want me to talk about specifically for another episode, like a topic or whatnot, feel free to DM me on Instagram at Lashes Lane or at the Sober Showgirl with your requests. I love hearing what you guys want to hear about, and chatting about different topics. But the next episode is about drinking and entertainment. So please subscribe if you guys aren't subscribed already, and head over to my YouTube and subscribe to that as well, because again, you guys get to see what my sober life looks like in action. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and listening to this episode. I will be doing new episodes every Tuesday, and then when we hit that 20 episode mark, I will be working on season 2, so you won't get these like one-on-one episodes, but you're gonna get weekly sober content. Perhaps I will make a mocktail with all of you or do some NA beverage reviews, but all of that is going to be on YouTube every Tuesday after we hit the 20 episode mark for season 1. So again, another reason to head over to YouTube and subscribe, because once we hit 20 episodes, I'm going to be taking a little break again and making some fun content about sobriety that isn't a one-on-one, but season 2 comes in the fall, so don't think that I'm taking that long of a break. So that's the transparency of what I'm planning on, guys. All right, I am wrapping up this episode now. I'm going to say goodbye to all of you. Thank you for spending this time with me. I love you all. And until next time, I'm Lashes Lane, and you just listened to the Sober Showgirl. Love you guys. Bye-bye.